What is up, good people? It's your girl, Nikki P. Welcome to my channel where I am sharing my journey of becoming the best version of myself and committed to living my dream reality and not just dreaming about it. So, by the time this video is released, we will be fully out of the first quarter of the year. Like, oh my God, March is over. Like, part of me is happy, happy, happy about that because I am looking forward to things that I had planned for this year. And, as the time goes by, I get closer to those things. But also, it's like 2025, slow down, please. Can you please? Pretty please slow down because it's a lot. You're moving a little quick. You're moving a little quick. Um, but typically, as I finish out the quarter, I do this monthly as well, but quarterly, I like to do a review and see what I need to adjust going into quarter two. I always start off the year with overall goals, and then I break them down into quarterly goals, and then I review them to just make sure that I am still on track to what I said I was going to do this year, and what's working, what's not working, and those things. So if you've been following me for a while, Chat GPT, me and Chat GPT is like this. And I use Chat GPT to really help me create action based things for this for this year, and also use ChatGPT to start doing a review of how I did in quarter one and going into quarter two. And in today's video specifically, I actually wanted to take some time to reflect a little bit and focus on lessons that I have learned, even in this short 3 month period, what lessons I learned. Now, I made a list personally of things that I thought that I had gotten better at in the year, but I thought it would be interesting to see how ChatGPT would read me based on all of the questions and different projects and things that I worked on, like using Chat GPT to get feedback. I was just curious as to what it said, and I was pretty surprised. It pegged me pretty well, and I was pretty surprised. So I just want to share with you some of these lessons that I learned this year. So the first lesson is the power of intentionality. And it's interesting because I didn't really realize that I had gotten better with that. But when I actually started looking back over what I did do in quarter one, and even the way that I went about doing, working through my different goals in quarter one, I was like, oh, intentionality. And so I guess I did. I guess there was a lesson that I learned about just being very intentional with your choices, not just doing things to be busy, look busy, just really being very intentional. I had very specific goals about my fitness, my self care in general, goals for my finances, and doing the weekly check ins and adjusting as necessary, and like even tracking like my progress. All of those things were very intentional. So that indeed is a lesson that I learned, and still continuing to improve upon that. But that is something that I did learn a little bit this year. The second lesson that I learned is prioritizing. I can talk, I promise. Prioritizing my well being is a non negotiable. Like, it's a non negotiable. I'm going to give you an example of how I know that I learned this lesson. So, I recently started a new assignment for work. And every time I go to a new place, there's always something different. Typically, like, my personality is very adaptable, and so previously I would step into new roles and I would kind of just assimilate into the culture. I would just, whatever everybody else was doing, I would just follow suit. I wouldn't ask any questions. I wouldn't really rebel against it. It's what it is. But I've found that I am putting my foot down with setting boundaries. So with this assignment specifically, I am working somewhere that I describe as being a very corporate environment, very political, very much we dress up in business professional every day. We meet all day because we're so busy. And I had prioritized my self-care and my overall mental and physical well-being. One, I set my hours. Other people will stay late, sign in late. I've gotten emails at 9 o'clock at night. Let me tell you who's not going to be doing that. Your girl. Because that breaks my boundaries of caring for myself and things that I do outside of work. That's not work-life balance to me. I will not be in meetings all day and not be eating. One of my coworkers told me today that yesterday she didn't even get to eat because she was in meetings back to back. What you mean I'm not eating? When I tell you that even if I had meetings scheduled like that, when I tell you that I would have put them jokers on, I would have got off camera and I would have muted my mic. And when I tell you that I would have went to the kitchen and I would have got my food and I'd have sat back at my desk and my camera would have stayed off, and guess who would have been eating? Your girl. I looked at one of my other coworkers today who bought lunch. He literally had his lunch sitting at the desk, and because he was in meetings back to back, that same lunch that he brought at the end of the day was still sitting there. Not your girl. Not your girl. And so prioritizing my well-being, taking more advantage of benefits that I have, doing things like going to a chiropractor, doing more meditations, all of those things. That And it's funny because I didn't even really think about it as like I just didn't consciously think, oh, I'm prioritizing my well-being. Like that wasn't even an affirmation. That wasn't even a mantra that I stated, but it was just somewhere in like my fitness goals and just being well that I just made a decision that no, I'm prioritizing my well-being. And it is not up for negotiation, and I don't care who you are. So yay me. Great lesson to learn. Third one, the answer to every question that you don't ask is no. Is no. And this is a lesson, to be honest with you, this is something that I'm still learning, because I've always been the type of person who really didn't just come out and say what I wanted. You know, I would either just do it myself, or just like I would never ask for anything from people when it came to like work and salary negotiations. I would never negotiate. I would just accept things as they are. I just wouldn't verbalize like what I was feeling. I wouldn't ask anything. And one of my old friends, I remember her saying to me, because she was always like this, she always spoke her mind, she always asked questions, and at the time I didn't get it, and it was kind of annoying to me because I'm like, why you always gotta ask a question? And she said to me that her grandmother had said to her, closed mouths don't get fed. And so ever since she said that, she always made it her business to ask for what she wanted. And the thing is that even if you ask, the answer might be no. But I can promise you that if you never ask the question, the answer is always going to be no. You took the yes completely out of the equation. So a lesson that I learned, a lesson that I'm still like, or at least not still learning, but putting into practice and getting used to putting into practice, to being very open and vocal about things that I desire, things that I want, and go into it with an expectation of I will be heard. And even if the answer is no, it's okay. It's okay, but still ask the question. Fourth one, authenticity attracts alignment. And it's interesting because both of those words are two of my words for this year. And as a content creator, you know, I have observed how other people do it. And for a long time, it took me a very long time to start my YouTube channel because I was always looking at what other people were doing, and I'm like, oh well, I don't have this yet, and oh well, I'm not doing all of this yet, so maybe I shouldn't even be doing videos, and oh well, I don't know, it doesn't look fancy, it doesn't have, this, that, and the other. But when you are your authentic self, you attract the people that align with your purpose. And so now I am leaning all the way into that. Like, authenticity is a big thing for me. I can't be anything other than who I am. And just trusting and knowing that in me operating in my authenticity, I am naturally attracting all of the things that my heart desires, and all of the people, all of the resources, everything that is supposed to be aligned with me, with my soul, with my heart, all of those things. I get that by being authentic. And the last one, because I ain't going to keep y'all here all night, the last one is growth happens outside of your comfort zone. Now, this is not a new lesson. It's not a new lesson. It's not something that I didn't know before, but I feel like now I'm actually living it. Because it's one thing to know it in theory. You hear things like that all the time, get out of your comfort zone and this, that, and the other. But I feel like this year and in this first quarter that I have done things that are uncomfortable in pretty much almost every area of every category that I've set a goal in. Fitness wise, I'm stretching myself to do more things with my body that don't all feel good, but in order to get these muscles popping like I want them, I gotta stretch. Business wise, I am definitely taking some some risk and doing some things that I didn't think that I was going to do ever this year, and that is out of my comfort zone. I am putting myself out there, even right now, admitting it in this video, that I desire true romantic love and a true connection with my person, and even learning how to be more vulnerable in that and being open to receiving that love even before he gets here. That's outside of my comfort zone as somebody who has gotten comfortable, a little uncomfortable, but familiar probably is a better word, with being single. But getting out of my comfort zone by going out, by being social, by letting my light shine and naturally attracting people to me, naturally attracting, men to me. And so, yes, definitely stretching outside of my comfort zone. And as I am looking towards Q2, and not even just Q2, but the whole year, every time I like reread my goals and look at the things that I said I was going to do this year, sometimes I low key be like, girl, are you crazy? Like, what is you doing? But I am definitely stepping out of my comfort zone this year. Like, trust, stay tuned, because you'll see what I'm talking about as we get a little further into the year. But it's definitely some things that is about to pop off and is out of my comfort zone. But I'm looking forward to the growth. I'm looking forward to continuing on this journey of becoming the best version of myself. It is wonderful to see the growth. It's wonderful to know that I'm making progress, because I don't always see it. I see myself every day. So sometimes it's hard for me to see from this time, like in 2024, this time, maybe 5 years ago, that it's been like this much growth between, that in that time period. But I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to have this platform to share this journey with you guys, in hopes that it inspires and empowers you to go on your own journey and to keep at it, to stay motivated and doing what it is that you want to do, staying true to you, staying authentic to you. And yeah, Just do it. Just do it. So that is all that I have for you this evening. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Until next time, live bold, live free, live in authenticity.